Welcome back to the channel. Here with another one for you today. I go by the name of T,
And I'm Jackie.
and we are the Just Us family because it is just us. So today we're gonna talk about a video that we actually got the inspiration from somebody in the comment section.
hmm
It was a comment. You want to go ahead and talk about that?
So the comment came from someone named Joyce, and shout out to Joyce because she's always commenting on our videos, and we love it. But the gist of the comment was she wants to get out of the mindset, and she knows that she needs to push forward and not give up. But seeing other people, like such as T and myself, she sees people that's doing the right thing, did everything they were supposed to do, had the credit, had the jobs, but it still appears as failure. And she wants to know, how do you know to strive and push forward even if it does seem like either one, you'll fail, or there's a high possibility that you don't know if you would actually succeed.
And that's a really great question because it is it is hard. So like for you, for example, what made you continue on instead of not giving up with things?
Well, I think that for me, it was the fear of me becoming a victim of my environment. And I'll go a little bit deeper on that without giving too much information. But my family was highly dysfunctional. And when I speak of highly dysfunctional, their mentality, their methodology of how they operate on a day to day basis was just completely unsustainable and uncouth. The women in my family, we were told, actually sat down by an older cousin and said that, hey, Jack, when you become 16, this is how the game works. You get pregnant, you have a kid, you get on welfare, Section 8, you collect food stamps, and then you good. You don't have to worry about anything. Anything. And the sad part about it, T, everybody in my family followed that path. I didn't want to follow that path. But the thing that was so hard for me, how do I go about not following that path?
Right, and that was my follow-on question. So when you don't want to follow a path, something puts a fire in people to choose not to follow the path. What put the fire in you to be different?
I've been thinking about this for the last 15 years because at the age of 22, I just decided to leave. I decided to leave everything I knew and take that risk and just leave. And taking that risk, I met T. Didn't even know him, but we met. I think what it was for me, I started seeing everything crumbling as I got older, and I was like, I cannot do this anymore. I couldn't do it. I think that I had a bigger fear of staying and it becoming like everything I see around me than if I just left. It was really, really scary for me. I didn't know anything but my environment.
So as far as leadership, it sounds like the leaders were just pushing, hey, get pregnant by this age, get on the system.
hmm
Was there anybody doing anything different in the family outside of that?
there was people that wasn't affiliated with the family that were doing other things, but they weren't showing how they did it.
And
They
that's the
was
big.
still pushing that narrative like, okay, yeah, don't get pregnant, but go to school. That was it. Just go to school. That Okay, how you get to school. And that's created another cycle, a cycle of debt. Like,
So
if had I known, I wouldn't even be in student loan debt. There's so many other ways to do it.
so with that, what you're saying is there was somebody that was doing something different. There was a person that was doing something different. But instead of actually guiding you,
Mm-hmm.
they sat back and did nothing and let that the toxicness
Continue.
continue
Yeah.
instead.
Yeah. Pretty. I mean, you put it. I mean, you put it like that in that perspective, then yeah.
So I think that's a big piece because I think a lot of us, we all just, everybody like, we get to this stage where we like, I don't, I don't know what to do, how I'm gonna push forward. I'm struggling. I can't afford this. I can't afford this. And we get down, and sad, depressed. And it's like, how do you get out of that situation? And that's the thing, something in us always puts that fire in us because it's like we want and want and want to do better. But then you have other people that don't want to do better because they become so comfortable. And that's what you were saying about here's what you do, when you're 16, that's comfort zone. And that's the problem. People are afraid at times to step out of their comfort zone. So when you did step out of your comfort zone, how did you actually feel being out of the comfort zone?
Well, that's a good question because you remember just like I remember. How did I act? How did I act? Because that was me outside of the comfort zone, you guys. How did I act, T?
Wild. uh, I don't know how much to say to answer that question.
it
I'll just leave it at that.
it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It's a certain level of I have a newfound freedom, and then it was another thing of I didn't know how to act. My actions and the way I thought could have destroyed this relationship from the very beginning. It's because of that mentality that I was speaking about. They push it. They push it. You do this. You don't need no man. F that. All you need is government assistance and the system. Forget a man. Put him on child support. You have a kid with him. Put him on child support. And it's very tough as much as we want to say like when you're pulled from that environment, if you haven't truly mentally left that environment is still a part of you. So I had to go through so many different things just trying to get out of it. I was still trapped. I was trapped for a very long time and it prevented me from excelling in what I was capable of doing. The thing that I always say about T, he's seen something in me. And this is for anybody out there. Someone else will always see something in you that you necessarily don't see in yourself. I'm not going to say I was not smart. I was smart. I was all that. I always had good grades. But my mind, my mindset, it was trapped. And it wasn't until I met T where it unleashed it to my fullest potential. So, but the thing is, I know you're like, well, so he had it together. No,
Mm.
it wasn't. So, to the same point, now let's flip that question. How did you get out of it?
It's hard to even answer that question, honestly. Um,
It is so hard, y'all.
because there weren't any mentors there. For me, neither. I went to summer school every year. I was in I was a senior taking taking ninth grade class, taking science. I was a senior taking like 10th grade gym because they wouldn't pass me in that. I was a senior taking still taking what's the writing it's the writing subject in school. Okay, I think it was called not it wasn't history, but it was you
They,
write poetry,
yeah, okay.
taking that because of being accused of plagiarism. When they found out that it wasn't plagiarism, I was actually awarded and put in a book and invited to go out of state. But it's like it's tough to answer how you get out of it. It was something in myself. I was like, I don't want to be like the rest of the crowd. One day, something just hit me, and with that, when that hit me one day, I got into martial arts. I was like, because I always was like, wow, Bruce Lee, I love his movies. I love that movie. And then if anybody know the movie The Last Dragon, that was one of my favorite movies too. And I was just like, I want to try that. And so that's when I went to a dojo one day, and I was there. And that first day, I got my butt whooped, and I said I ain't coming back. And but people were so impressed with me, and the instructor was like, "Hey man, see you tomorrow." I was like, yeah, I ain't coming back. He was like, what do you mean? I was like, I don't think it's for I got whooped bad today, but rest in peace to him. Really great, great guy. But I stuck with it, and for the first time, I became like an inspiration to people. Everybody looked forward to seeing me. They gave me a nickname. My nickname was Quick because I was so fast. They nicknamed me Quick. And I became so good and I stuck with it. And eventually, that's when I was earned, earned my black belt. And so, but even after that, sometime down the line, I got back off track. And I got back off track. He called me like, "What's going on? You ain't here? You showing up? What's going on?" I shared what was going on. He said, "All right, come stay at my house." And I'm like, "What? This is just strangers." I mean, he's my instructor. He just let me stay at his house. Yeah, come out here, get a break, come watch a movie, blah, blah, blah. And it was just, then I had a mentor basically. So I think it's important to have somebody there, to show support. And even like what you were saying with your side, guys, I was never into school. What did I say when you mentioned college one day?
He was like, for what?
I'm like, for what? I'm in the military. I was like, that was my answer. But what? And what did you tell me to try?
I told him to try philosophy because of the way he thinks. It was like the perfect fit.
And I tried it. Like I said, coming from high school, barely making it out, I had like the lowest GPA possible. I didn't even think, I don't know how I graduated. It won't always be the school. The school too. A lot of schools are hard.
Hardly ever is the fault of the
So
student, it's the teacher, right?
I got into philosophy because I tried it out, and I just like, wow, this is interesting. I just fell for it. Next thing you know, I earned my associate. Next thing you know, I earned that bachelor's. Next thing you know, I earned that master's, and now I'm in that doctoral study. So having, like I said, the mentor, and then having somebody to really just see something in you, like you said earlier, that's a big, that's a big, that's a big push. Now, what would you say for somebody that is in the same boat as far as, okay, when you get this age, do this, go down there, try to get on the government assistance. What would you say to somebody to push them, to get out of that situation?
I would probably say that the very first thing that you should probably do is stop listening to other people. That may seem like the most simplest answer, but that goes a long way. Now, a lot of people can't think for themselves. They have this need of where they need external validation and they need someone to guide them. But all of your answers are truly within self. It's just you're allowing other people to manipulate it. And then they put their beliefs and whatever, however they feel on you. I would tell them, like, for instance, I would say, go to school. I do believe knowledge is power. One thing about me, even though I had the most out of control family, the reason why I was the black sheep is because I was the only one that went to college. Hell, I was the only one that finished high school. My grandmother had a bet going with everyone in the family. The first one to finish high school, she would give them a car. Remember when she said that? And I kept asking, where's my car? Because I finished high school, I got my bachelor's, and I went on to get my master's. Never got anything. But the thing is, when T talks about that thing that you hold on to, what is it? For me, it was education. I knew I was dealing with everybody else in the family that was highly uneducated. How did I know? It's because external people, when you have conversations with them, you realize the influence that other people, when you go back to your environment, your culture, whatever you want to call it, you realize what you're missing out on. Now, if you can't realize that, then you're just not ready yet. You're not ready to receive whatever is out there for you. But I realized real early on that I ain't like them, and nor do I want to be. But I was fighting for acceptance my whole life, fighting just for people to feel wanted by everybody else. This is what I talk about, that external validation. I put myself at a lower frequency because everybody else was at that level. I never went higher because I feared, or I always thought that people would be like, "Oh, nerd," because that's what the reality was. They call us that now. They call T and I that. Nerds? Oh no. But and that used to hurt my feelings. And recently we put out a video about rude commenters or people, negative people in our comment section. And you can't hurt anybody. You, because for someone to hurt you, you have effectively allowed them to enter your realm of space and affect you. And so essentially you're giving them way too much power. And once you learn that, you'll be good. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, but I can I can flip that a bit with giving someone power, because if y'all go check out our other videos, we talk about when we were renters, for example. So when we were renters, what was going on? We was getting put out a few
Yeah, we
times.
got put out a few times.
We was dealing with somebody coming in there trying to fight us, landlord trying to fight.
Mm-hmm.
We were dealing with a whole bunch of drama. We were dealing with going to court where the property management company of the apartments lied to us, all because they were, I mean, lied on us in court, all because they were upset. And guess who won? They did, not us. So we didn't know anything then, for one. And so that's the situation where we learn. That's why it was like, okay, when we got into the position where it's like we can get a house, we didn't have to deal with that no more.
And you
Heck,
finally realize that.
family realized that. So that's one of those things where it's like learning from it and just striving for greatness because like I said, it was that agenda. We were in that same box where it was like, don't buy no house. We were agreeing with it then, like everybody else was,
You'll just
and
rent.
going place to place. It's not cool, you know. Like I said, when we got there, and finally got in that situation with bought property, it was like such a relief. We didn't have to worry about nobody putting us out. We could do whatever we wanted. We could play the music as loud as we want in our house. You know, paint the walls whatever color we want. We put up TVs. You know, we didn't have to worry about getting taken to court for no eviction or oh you violated this rule that rule. It was fully in
Our control.
our control. And if we mess up on payments, can't afford it, then there's several options still, so we won't lose the property. But we can go into all those details in a whole nother video about how
Hmm.
to, get yourself out of the rough situation.
Like like what we're going through now. But there was another point to her question, Joyce's question. How do you not give up? Because she said that she's looking at
Yeah,
us. She said she's looking at us, people that did it the right way. And how does she not give up? Or anybody out there, this is not just about Joyce. Anybody, like if you see inspiration and you're saying, damn, they did it and ooh, I don't want to be like them. That's crazy. How do they not do that?
the thing about it is you only got one life to live. Like, there's got to be something everybody want in this life. Everybody has their goals. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do that. So, like, one of my things was, for example, is I wanted to take the family overseas because I've been over there and I'm like, it's peaceful, it's nice. When I finally got out the military, what happened?
We went.
We went, and how did you feel over there?
I felt so good. It was everything that he talked about. I was, it was a really good feeling for me. He took me for my 36th birthday, and it was everything he said. And I was like, ever since then, that's how this channel even started. It's because we went over there and we said, we're leaving. We're leaving. We're leaving this place. It
And
was really great. I talk about it all the time. It shifted so much
it's
for
about
me.
just not being afraid. I mean, the world is so huge, and a lot of times people are stuck in this mindset where they believe that they're limited.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't do this, can't do that. No, you're placing these limitations on yourself. Get rid of those limitations and just,
Or it's only set aside for the rich.
right,
Things
get
like that.
get rid of those limitations because whoever you put in that thinking that they placing limitations here, they not even paying you no attention half the time. If they were paying attention, we wouldn't have been able to get the properties that we got.
Exactly.
If they were paying attention, we wouldn't have got the education that we got.
Exactly.
We wouldn't have got the vehicles that we got.
Hmm.
I mean, I can go on and on. We wouldn't have been able to go certain places where we went. It's so much like there's like people got to get out of that mindset of thinking, everybody just out to get them. I think the big piece is really that's why we talk about connecting with each other. That's something I mentioned in another video about,
Yep.
this is about awareness and connections. Because when you connect, it's a huge circle of learning.
Hmm.
You bringing your ideas, I'm bringing my ideas, you bringing your ideas. It's a huge thing of learning. We all learning from each other and building and can just grow so much and become so powerful. We can do who knows what,
You should
you know.
never strive to be the smartest one in the room because you're not learning anything. You're not. You can learn from anyone. I remember you told me that you can even learn from the janitor.
Yep, that's what I said. You can learn
Yeah,
from the
he always
janitor.
says it.
Respect that janitor because guess
Exactly.
what? Everybody got to use the bathroom. That janitor, the
Exactly.
one in there that's keeping it clean for you.
Exactly. Doing all those sanitation standards, he might come up with a new way of how to do something. You never know. You can never count anyone out. But most importantly, we don't want you guys to see our videos and take it as they did it, so I'm definitely not going to do it. That is not the intention of our videos. Our intention is to show you we did it, we tried it. There is a little bit of a hiccup, but that is not going to stop us. We are not going to let this price tag of that home destroy our ultimate goal, because you have to stick with the plan no matter what. Even in by profession, I'm a project manager. And throughout the project, you always have to have contingency plans. Sometimes things get derailed, and those come up as risk. Now, what you don't want is a risk to turn into an issue, because that's going to bring that project to a halt. And we're doing this situation just like that. We identified a risk. The identification was that video we put out that said, we have a problem here. We have a problem here. It wasn't, oh, we lost our jobs and we're broke. We have no money. That is not what we said. We said we lost our jobs. That was the majority of where our income was coming from. Meaning there had to be other income coming from somewhere. And if we don't do something, come up with mitigation measures, we will be in a situation that is not good. Then we will derail the plan.
And I think too, when they see, I see the end of us doing that series, it'll make more sense, about with not giving up on things. Things happen. I view it like a car crash. You can't predict it. It's just someone hit you or you hit someone. It just happens.
Yeah.
That's the situation with the house that I compare it to, and can use it for different situations as well. It's just one minor setback. With that car, put it in the shop. It's gonna take its time to get repaired. The same thing with the house.
Mm-hmm.
That don't mean that you just go and all right, I gotta go get a whole different car. It gets fixed, back to normal, carry on, continue doing what you gotta do. And so that's the thing with the house. You just have that minor roadblock, that minor setback. So what they can take from it is see that situation and all right, I'm gonna do this a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do it this way. Or can even, hey, y'all ever thought about it doing it that way? Doing this, could you done that? Could you done that? So it's just little things, and then like I said, it just even with the costs, with the estimates, we still have to put that out and show the estimates of all those costs. We, we're gonna show those costs, and we're gonna show routes that we took.
Yeah.
So it's always different options with everything. It's about just continuing on, and you really want to achieve, all those goals because the feelings when you get those things is just so amazing. Where you can, you have that money in your pocket, you have these properties, you have this, you got it.
And they
You know,
can't take it away.
can't take it
They
away.
can't take it away. Even if you lose your home, you were still you were still the homeowner of that house at one point in time. And you achieve home ownership. You have to look at it like that. We have to change the narrative of what a failure is. And we have to take it as an opportunity to know how to maneuver the next go round. We can't just give up when things don't go a particular way. That's the easy route. That's the path of least resistance. Just give it up. Just give it up. Just stop. But if you truly are dedicated to what the end goal is, trust and believe you will not be given up. It took too much to get here. And that's why we're going to keep striving regardless. I know how it may look, and some people might think we're crazy as hell because they wouldn't do it. But at the end of the day, this is real life. This isn't some made up production story. This is our story. This is us. Or like T said, this is just us. We we have to make sure we stay true to what we started off with and where we're trying to go. It may not make sense. And for some people, it will never make sense. They wouldn't understand. There's no way that they would lose a job and have no income, well, not as much income as they had from the job coming in, and hold on to these properties, have a destroyed one, and still have to pay out. That doesn't make a lot of sense to many people. But we always have to remember there is opportunity if you do not take a step in the direction that you need to go. And that's called opportunity cost. If you missed out on that opportunity, what would it have cost you? If we did not buy tea in 2019, what would have happened
Exactly.
right now?
We
Because
wouldn't have.
this was planned. We were going to lose our jobs either way it goes in 2025. But if we didn't set ourselves up 6 years ago, what would have happened? I, I don't know. I can't even imagine what would have happened. We would have been screwed. That would have been a totally different video.
Yeah. And then, I mean, everybody go through things, and sometimes it's where you like, how do I get myself out of this? It gets there, but I think communication is really key because you never know who can inspire you or motivate you to pick yourself up, and you never know who's going through something that's probably worse than what you're going through. But continuing on seeing once you see that light, the tunnel is you gotta continue to push. It's something like I said, it's gotta be something. I want this.
Mm-hmm.
I want that. I gotta do this to get to that. Just take the risk.
Yeah.
Push. Go and get it. I mean, even people that you see on YouTube, for example, it's like I know we're on YouTube, but it's like people you see out there. It's like, wow, look at what that person got. This person got all those cars, or wow, that YouTuber, they're doing that. They literally push and try. We didn't even know we would get the number of views we got on our video. I mean, we just sit
Yeah.
here talking regular.
It
That's why I say we're regular people.
we don't have any, and we talk about this all the time. We don't have any editing, nothing. I mean, you might see a screenshot pop up, and we put a little bit of noise to it. But if T and I did not take that risk, because it's still a risk putting our information out there, we had no clue how that would have went. And the reason why we put it out is because no one is talking about it. And we said, we are going through this. Like, to go from a dual income household to no income to having all of these properties, to have all these bills. Yes, it happens all the time to people, but why are we not talking about, like, this is a real thing?
Speaking of risk, I gotta throw Jack out there. On Jack's channel, Jack was following the trend. She was dancing on her channel, y'all. And me, so this is completely different from me because on my channel, if you go look, you don't see me. You don't see me on my
He
page.
has a faceless channel.
I did not want to show myself on my channel. So this is like a big a big deal for us right now, and that's why I said to get communication from all these people in the world that we don't even know. It's
But why did you decide that to do the channel?
That's that risk. That's the risk.
We didn't know because T and I, we have totally different, two different personalities. We didn't know how the audience would perceive us. We didn't know, okay, what if the editing's bad? I mean, there's so much things that go on with a YouTube video. Like, okay, what if I say something? What if he doesn't say something? And it just could go so wrong. But I think it's the power of us coming together and us staying committed to who we are as people. We had no clue. That very first video, if you go check it out, that was us just talking. We said why we're leaving America. But you could see us, it was so bad. And we were looking at the screen. Remember, we couldn't get our eyes right. But we put it out there. We said, okay, let's just hope for the best. And that video got over 6,000 views.
Yeah.
Like, that's how we got the bulk of our subscribers, was off our very first video.
On another note, I threw a challenge out there. I said for those that got the food stamps, I said here's the challenge and let me know if you accept it. If you're gonna go buy some food and cook it up from your neighbors. I ain't see no hit on that yet. I'm trying to see if y'all can cook or not, cause I ain't getting no invite yet. So I mean,
The joke stirs
where's the
out.
mood at? I'm trying to go to one of those
You know you
cookouts.
ain't going to
It's gonna
nobody's
be a
cookout.
whole bunch of food and everything out there, and I can listen to some
Mm-hmm.
old school music and everything, cause that young stuff ain't. But
Stop. T.
anyways, I'm just saying. I know you got the stamps. If you can't cook, just say you can't cook. I'll get on the grill. I mean,
Awesome griller.
I'm looking for them
Top notch
invites.
griller. And see, you see this? This is it. This is us. This is just us. Like, we're not putting together a production because it's highly unnecessary. People don't relate to things like that. Like, I know. Just talk to me. We're just talking to y'all.
I'm just saying, you can't beat a neighborhood cookout, and the food is paid for, the food is covered. All it takes somebody to put some speakers out
T.
there,
Things are
have a
not
nice
like
grill,
that
and things are
anymore.
all positive. Everybody just dancing, having fun. Ain't worried about nobody doing the wrong thing because now everybody in the neighborhood know each other and getting along.
I miss those days. Why don't
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
why don't you do, if you really
That's
want
what
that to
I'm
happen, why don't
saying.
you do it in our neighborhood? Why don't you try to
I'm just saying. Come on.
Uh, well, someone please take this man up on his challenge. If y'all don't know what we talk about, just go check out that video and you'll see what T is talking about. But we just really wanted to get on here and touch on this topic because it was a very good question. It was a very good question, and something we haven't thought about in a while, actually. So, what do you think?
I just we all human at the end of the day. We all human. Um, Lean on each other.
Exactly.
That's best thing I can say. Really, lean on each other. And I think that's the hardest thing for people to show support. Everybody quick to be, you know, quick to be mean and rude to each other all the time. Even especially at work, it's like it's a struggle for somebody to say something nice.
Exactly. How are you doing? Right. It
Uh,
takes everything out of them.
I remember like going like it was on the elevator. Me and this guy we spoke. This guy, hey, how you doing, man? He says, so like we like, man, people don't even like can't even speak back. You gotta just something like
Like, what's wrong with you?
bro,
Like,
like can't even just speak regular nothing no more. And then it's like if you speak to certain people, hey, what's up? It's like sometimes they take it like, why are you speaking to me type thing. Man, we just people. We all people. We can't speak.
exactly. Just having a conversation.
It's like the world now. It's just
Yeah, the word is just screwed up. Like, I don't. I don't know. That's why we just don't resonate with, like, especially things we see online. We're just like over it, and that's why you see us and how we are, like our attitude towards things, and especially negativity. You're gonna hear it all the time from us. You come in with that negative crap, you might as well just go somewhere else. We can't. It's too much. The world is already going to shit and everything like that. Like, we don't need any more negativity in this world. And of course, there's always going to be those trolls that just say dislike. I mean, people just like they said, people are just miserable. Like, I don't get it. Like, life is too short to be all miserable and mad and all this other stuff. Get your life together. Get it together. So, we don't want this video to go to a different topic, but Joyce, we appreciate you for bringing this comment up.
definitely.
We definitely think that this could help someone out. And if you feel like this video has helped you, leave it in the comment down below and tell us what how you feel, what you think, or what inspired you from this video. Let's have a conversation about it. And we do respond to all of our comments.
A lot of people don't respond. We regular people.
We
Like you
regular
said, we
people.
regular people.
Regular people, we respond. We appreciate all the engagement. We are blown away. I don't even know that video has like over 11,000 views now. I don't even know 11,000 people, and I just can't even, I don't know. That just makes me very happy. I don't, to all these people speaking to us, like, that's crazy on something that we're going through. All the support.
It is. It's different. It's amazing. I mean, you know
It is.
how I get. I just be talking to people at times, carry on like I know 'em. It's because from going through a situation where I ain't talked to people in so long because I went through a traumatic situation. And so
Mm-hmm.
from going through a situation, I ain't talked to people for a long time. So now I talk to people, you know. I just go
And
and just have a conversation with
and
people.
and smile. What is your favorite song?
I got a lot of favorite
I know
songs.
you have a lot of favorite songs, but what's that one favorite song that you have? That smile song.
I got a lot of favorite songs. So,
This
but
Kirk by Kirk Franklin.
don't be telling people what I listen to now.
That's
I
just,
listen
you
to
love that
a
song.
lot of music. I listen to old music.
So yeah, I just can't
Like
get
I
with the
mean,
new Bob stuff. Like, I mean, there are some stuff that I do like, but I just can't get with it. I can't get with it. I don't have time like that. Like I said, I'm a nerd. I would rather code a computer. This is very different from for me getting online speaking to uh, a device. That's what it is. It's like we're speaking to a device. It's
yeah,
so freaking weird. But, this is definitely bringing us out of our comfort zone. T and I are very private people, and we are putting our stuff out there for the world to see. Like, there should be no um privacy. There should be no expectation of privacy when you're in public.
But we gotta go live and
Yes.
talk to. It's
Yeah.
that better engagement.
Yeah.
To
Put
talking with people.
put a
That
comment
way instead
down.
of
Put a comment down below. What type of emoji should they use if they want us to go live?
just put one positive word or something.
Yeah. Use a positive word.
Just use one positive word maybe or something.
Positive word live. Put that down below if you want to see T and I go live. Because I think that would be good. Get the tech right, right? But other than that, y'all, we really enjoy doing these videos. We love these sit down and talking to y'all. Let us know if you really enjoyed this video. And until next time, peace out.
Peace.